Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and we are going to go into some tarot. Already started shuffling. We're gonna do a message from Archangel Auroriel. Not a very popular or well-known angel. I honestly didn't even know or find evidence of their existence until 2022, 2023. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so feminine angel that is responsible for harmony and grace in times of change. She also is a matrix angel, so very much kind of like working with light codes and programmings, and ascension codes closely. So I'm guessing we're gonna have a little bit of that this time around as well. You're gonna find different info on her, personally. Um, I mean, in general, the internet isn't always up to date with what is happening in the astral, especially when it comes to certain collectives and beings all around, whether they're aliens or um, angels and archangels and whatever other realm, beings. But yeah, that's the way I've always known her to be, and that's just a specialty of her in general that isn't really gonna change ever. So yeah, yeah, we can expect some healing vibes, some downloads, and other stuff. Jesus Christ! What the fuck just happened? Excuse me. What? I have never had it goddamn stop like that. What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't. What? Okay, give me a second to restart everything. Okay, I've never had that happen. Ever. Ever. Um, I will take it as she's already here with us, 'cause I have not had such a big kaboom with my cameras, and my internet was still on, so the only way that could have potentially happened is if the internet went, but it didn't. Nothing went wrong. From what I know, there wasn't any magnetic field explosion over here that was warranted from my devices. And the timing of it was fucking weird. So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, that's evidence she's here with us. I am type of thing. Like, hi, hello. I've been doing readings for a while and I haven't I've had technical weird shit happen during readings, but I just haven't had it like that speaking about a being on recording um during a pickup pile. So yeah. We're only doing 3 piles this time around. No top and bottom as I'm hearing as well. So yeah, pick one, two, three. Um, I guess that was enough time. So we're gonna have, damn, very interesting piles already. I don't know. The vibes are gonna be way fun. So yeah, hope to see you in one of the piles and yeah, toodaloo. Hello, pile number one. So you got the Eight of Swords reversed. Uh, Something's going to become disillusioned to you quite soon and relatively like at ease. It's going to be a positive experience. It might be a bit turbulent to some or a bit volatile in how it appears, but it's going to be positive and easy to process is how it's coming across. It's going to be like um, a flowing experience. Yeah. You might start having these glimpses or have already had these glimpses of thinking more clearly, being more centered in your feelings in your body. Um, having more clarity, and if you're a psychic or have psychic abilities or in tune with your intuition, it's going to come back online more so. If you felt a bit more stuffed up or blocked in receiving, that I also feel is going to be unblocked. Although if you've had a lot of like issues with your feminine side, it might be a bit of a difficult purging session. Not the worst, but just like intense crying, um, maybe some cramps, if you're a lady. Um, Potentially just like whatever purging you're privy to or commonly usually experience. Um, and there might be a few types like coughing, sneezing a bunch, blowing your nose constantly, right? Crying is an emotional one, but there's also actual like stomach stuff happening, right? Um, Whatever it is for you. Could be just like blabbing out a bunch of stuff because you're mentally purging. So, depending on what it is for you, there could be that occurring as well. If you feel like very stuck currently or very much like confused, is because you're building up to the release. Melancholy is a very common and usual symptom of having, what do you call it? Having like a spiritual or emotional purge or some type of purge experience, just a spiritual like shifting, releasing, right? And then after that, you feel like you can actually flow. You feel like happier. You feel more present with yourself, like more clear or authentic. And before that, it's a building up of stagnancy, of being blocked, of feeling unwell, of feeling like out of it, out of sorts, out of your personality or character, not being sure of your identity or who you are. Things not working out as well, life not moving. So things are building up for you to have it all unveiled. Three off the top, please. Du- 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 du. Okay. You might not like what I'm about to say, but it's all actually good. It's just unpleasant. So you might have actually been having experiences of not being able to transition into a new place or a new thing, not being able to start new stuff, not being able to start fresh or feel renewed and fresh. It's kind of like you keep getting stuck at the ending of your shifting process, your personality change. Maybe you're trying to cut habits, right? And you keep like having a good stretch and then coming back to it. Could be a case of like you keep restarting jobs or you keep not being able to leave the current job you're in and you really want to go out of the current job you're in. You keep trying to find a new place, but you keep needing to stay where you're at for a little bit longer. Overall, it's kind of like this an unpleasant experience of you're being really tried and tested by the universe, it seems like, but it's not you being tested by the universe. It's more like everything's being reached for the high standards of perfection, and I know that in this card or in the deck, this isn't a nice character. Like I'm not completely privy to everything in the deck because there's a video game behind it I haven't played. But it's a case of like the character is a bit of a fucking asshole, and from what I understand, like self-entitled and other things. So here it's coming across as like it's the necessary like blocking and detour of having and achieving perfection through means of like getting everything sorted before you move on. Yeah, you could move on right now, but what it would be like is uneven, not the thing you really want to feel, and it wouldn't even look the right way. Like maybe a lot of it would, but a lot of it would have missing details to it, or you would choose a different option because you have a lot of things actually open and there's a bunch of choices and options going on in general. Even if you're stuck in one place and nothing's really happening, it's still like universally through energy, there's still a lot of stuff happening that your guides and you are trying to completely be perfect about or particular and specific so you get the thing you really want to. The universe does deliver, but it delivers it in the way that it needs to happen for the highest, best experience for your your interest and also ultimate balance. So it seems to me like although it's a very annoying and unpleasant experience, it's like it keeps getting extended. There keeps being like more mentions of like, oh, and that could be taken care of, and that could be taken care of, so that doesn't happen, this doesn't happen. You're eliminating options and choices, or even the chance of you taking options and choices that wouldn't be for your highest good. You're completely zoning in and focusing on landing in the right timeline, on feeling the way you want to feel, of using every opportunity to your best and highest value, and being like rest assured of the new beginning that you are going to have, that is going to really feel like it fits you with all of its pros and cons, because it's going to have its own challenges, right? But even challenges can feel more fun or purposeful rather than where we are at when it's not serving us. So you will be a whole new version of you. Reality will be a whole new version for you as well. And where you're going feels like it's kind of shifting itself as well. It keeps like rearranging details. It keeps changing and bettering itself to be more suited to either just you or everyone involved as well, if it involves multiple people, right? For example, if it's a new position opening up, right, or a new department in a company, it's trying to make its own shifts and changes so it's actually like better suited for people rather than just like the same old, or a rushed department that has then a bunch of issues, right? If it's with people, then those people that you want to meet, right, future friends or other, it's kind of like they're leaving unnecessary struggles behind as well, or people that are dragging them behind, or they're leaving their traumatic past, or they're healing themselves so they can be like a renewed version for you. So it's all being readjusted for everyone's highest good collectively. So it's like the best possible experience for whatever it needs to be, whatever has been agreed. There's contracts on the soul level being reviewed and redrafted and rewritten and eliminated, and then yeah, reinstated. There's a lot of like nitpicky, I want to say like paper pusher things happening, which is honestly like, let's just say like spiritual bureaucracy occurring, and everyone's like, huh, let's check the statistics, right? Let's check the graphs. Where's this? Okay, where's that? How's that person doing? Do we need to push them? Do we not? What about the, energetical like financial situation here? Or what's the accumulation of some data over here? What can we use? And it's like everyone's a bit critical and nerdy about it, but it is for your benefit. And I would not recommend pushing it. Um, I feel like you're also being kept away from it because you could push it and you could just break out and just bust out and just be like, whatever the fuck, I don't give a shit, but you're being kept away from doing that, especially if you've had a history of doing that, or especially if you've said, like, don't let me do that under no circumstances before you incarnated or during one of your dream sessions recently, because it's kind of like, I want this specific thing. Like, I've already done so much, I've already went through so much, I've spent so much time, right? I felt so many things that it's like I would rather do everything I need to have exactly what I want instead of actually skipping steps or rushing ahead and then not having what I really dreamed of. Because like you've already committed so far, right? You're already there. Like what's another, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, whatever it is. Another disagreement, another person you need to let go if you actually like are gonna be happy by the end of it. What are we doing? Are we? Yeah. What do I want to do? I guess tarot. I guess tarot. Let's do tarot. I it's weird. I want to show it upright to you because I pulled it out like that, but they're saying, or she is saying, it's because I feel like spirit in general is here, not just obviously Archangel Auroriel, but it's reversed. It's because they need to learn the specifications or the confidence behind who they are is how it's coming across. Like if you're still struggling with having your back, if you still struggle with supporting yourself mentally or emotionally, if you still struggle looking after yourself physically, right? Um, it's kind of like all of that is becoming perfected. You're achieving a higher level of mastery yourself, especially from like a holistic, heart-centered view and point. Because you deserve the best, but if you don't really feel that way, one, you're either not going to hit the mark of where you're going, or you're going to self-sabotage once you get there, or you're going to become this wounded personality of you that's going to drag everything into a complete different reality, is how it's coming across. Like you are your own maker, you're your own liver, you're your own creator when it comes to the experiences you have. Yeah, stuff happens. Yeah, life just occurs. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. Sometimes it's this or that or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're the only person you need to really deal with every single moment of every single, hour in the life that you're having. And you can't escape yourself. Yeah, you can get away from a bunch of other people, but you yourself can't get away from yourself, especially if you do try escape yourself and run away, right? You need to see where you might take away your own pleasures and joys before you can actually like experience the highest highs for them. And everyone is here to help you, universe guides, angels, and whatever else you believe in. But it's kind of like you're being built up to be that ultimate form of yourself that looks after themselves, understands their value, knows that they deserve the greatness of it all, or the actual feelings of that, right? That you can really dive into it and be unlimited within the experience of actually being happy, of being in love, of being secure, of having your money, of earning that money and then spending it how you like, of having that household, of having that home, of feeling at home when you're at home. Whatever it is for you, whatever you're striving for, it's kind of like there's no room for lackluster experiences, mediocrity, or holding yourself back or self-sabotaging. And it's kind of like we all, spirit, alongside with you, because you are also spirit, are trying to make it so that is unwavering. So that is indefinite, that is stable. That's like a foundational point that doesn't go away anymore in the future. Like, regardless of what, it becomes not just a part of your character or personality, it is a core true identity aspect and point that you can't get away from. Like soul is embodied in the physical to that extent. And it is like pure, yeah. I just checked if we're doing anything else and she just said, "Nope, that's enough. We're good on that point." That is your message. Straight to the point. I hope this helps. Um, Also hearing kind of like I hope this helps from the angel. And this has had light codes provided with it. If you want to take them on, you don't have to. You have free will, and they might just be something that supports you or pushes you towards a certain direction and feeling within yourself, as well as provides you like a weird week of a certain time space where you go through realizing what it is that's holding you back or what you still need to heal or highlight some details within your life when it comes to synchronicities or other things or whatever it is. I don't freaking know. It's infinite, right? But yeah, that's here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you look after yourself the best you can, and if not, you just cope through whatever you're getting through, and yeah, live, be happy, blessings, and achieve your greatness. Um, yeah. Bye. Hello, pile number two. So you got Justice, which is an 11, and also very much different vibes compared to the other piles. I haven't got into the third one, obviously, but it still feels nuanced and different. Not just because it's like a major arcana card. I feel like there's more happening with your energy anyway in general. I feel like there's major life change and on multiple fronts, and I feel like there's been a lot of like social happenings that have occurred within your experience or life leading up to this point. Maybe you're currently having a lot of like relationships fall apart and other stuff like that. And the thing that's really coming across or being pointed out to me, and I don't always get this with the Justice card at all. I think this is like the first time I'd voice it, is like you're going to be evidence of like karma or social retribution of some sort that while you stayed true and tempered throughout your life, throughout your actions and how you've treated people and what you've chosen to do, right? And how you've like navigated your own lessons on an emotional, mental, and spiritual level, like you are now coming up to some success that's going to be like a bit of a slap in the face to some other people because they haven't treated neither you nor other people right. They have always played games and used reality as to their own whims. Yeah, they basically use reality to prove like that they're more powerful than other people, that they can get away with things, that karma doesn't reach them, justice doesn't reach them, that they can't be caught for all the mistreatment that they've caused, the missteps that they've done, because they've seen the path they could have taken and they never stepped there whenever there was a highlight of like you it's not like you should or shouldn't, but this is an option, this is a choice, like you do right by people in spirit here or you keep being like self-centered egocentrical but over here and you keep stepping here and stepping over people, right? I don't know how or why you are going to be this person that's not only going to be crowned with something, but you're also going to literally like just by you succeeding, achieving, or having something come towards you, some type of good luck, good success, you're going to tip the scales of justice back into place. Jesus Christ, I had a little bit of a coffee cough experience, so I'm sorry. I apologize, but yeah, I mean, some of you might be further along in the timeline. I doubt it. If you are further along in the timeline, you're probably like, I don't freaking know. It's either been a month or two or years, like a couple of years or 3 years since you've experienced this. I think most of you would be like a couple of months in, and this is just possibly going to help you reflect on some behind the scenes things and social stuff happening that you are disconnected from, but should be aware on some level, just so it doesn't catch you off guard and other bullshit doesn't happen. But yeah, most of you haven't necessarily quite hit that point just yet. You're probably going through a lot of purging, releasing, things are unsettled, uncertain, nothing really feels like it's foundational or it's long lasting, nothing fits your life, nothing fits what you want or need it to be. Life still works out and everything's fine. Maybe you're like, on low fuel in multiple departments in your life, but ultimately, like, you're sorted, you're settled, everything's okay. It's just like you're doing the best you can with what you have instead of like really having something you're living with or living by and creating from and expanding from and etc. Or at least that's how it feels, right? And I feel like an additional message from that is like your self-expression currently in your life, like how you show up, how you look, how you sound, how you talk, what you do, that you do, is beautiful. It's very much inspiring. If no one sees you, then it's inspiring in the spirit realm. But even just like the many little moments that someone might see you, they really look up to you because there's some type of like the way like you hold yourself or energetically how you vibe, something about your aura is very touching, very inspiring. You're very grounded, you're heart-centered, you're healing a lot from your heart still, and it can connect to other chakras, right? But depending on which ones are the most affected for you in your lifetime, where you were the most persecuted. But yeah, you are still very much pure. You're operating from a higher knowledge and awareness. You're keeping the faith. You're going by truth, and you're seeking higher understanding or knowledge or spiritual enlightenment in general, if not just trying to go by what is right, what is the good thing, what is the path that's gonna get me through this shit, honestly. How do I keep balance, right? How do I keep going forward? The divine is looking after you and they are illuminating details and notions for you. So honestly, if you're ignoring the signs or synchronicities or you're not really thinking about the repeating notions and mentions and like speech patterns or little quotes of talk and other stuff like that, you should really stop and really consider what is being told to you by the universe, by the experiences you're having, but also by your own intuition. Because other realm beings are talking to you, your guides are talking to you, your ancestors are talking to you, your higher self is talking to you. Something, if not everything, is talking to you. You're just choosing to be more practical on a level, possibly, and if not, then you're not really hearing something. Like you're not listening to it, not willingly anyway. Maybe you've heard this so many times that you're like, "Oh, I already know what it is," but then actually you don't know what it is. Like you haven't been paying attention to what it really is. There's more to the message that you've got. If you've got the message and you were like, yeah, I got the message. There's more. Ask for detail specification or, just sit with it more and see if there's like a part two, a part three to the message you got. Um, and it has to come from you. It doesn't have to come from outside sources. If you've just been going over and over like tarot, take a step back. And if it's not tarot, if it's something else, then still take a step back. Like this knowledge has to come through. And it's weird that this kind of came out because I was about to come back to this point anyway, but this is just re-clarifying it. It needs to come from you. It needs to come from your meditation practice or from being grounded and present in life in a way where you're at peace and you can pick up your internal intuition or dialogue or monologue, whatever it is that you experience that really gives you intuitive hits or psychic knowledge of some sort. Because it can come through you thinking, it can come through visualization, right? It could come through dreams, although I think this is more through waking life that this needs to show up. So also could come like in the form of you realizing your dreams, right? They are actually showing you something, but you need to sit with them in your waking life, not just dream them or have those experiences. Um, Maybe not having like lucid dreams, but instead having dreams that come through you from your psyche as like signs of something, right? Or having them like divinely ordained and gifted to you as it said, like divine gives you the dreams instead of you making them out to be something. But yeah, it has to come from like you having a conversation inside of your head with yourself, with an entity of some sort, whatever you believe. Um, a monologue, so like a straight stream of information, then you can pick out whatever information is relevant. Meditating, visualization, hearing music, feeling things, right? Feeling vibes, whatever it is that you can do that's like an inner guidance from you, from deep within you, not just from external sources. Go into that, do that. Could happen while you're gardening, hiking, working out, exercising, um, just like staring out into the horizon, watching a sunset, um, whatever it is for you, having a fucking drive, late night drive, right? Um, do whatever it is, drawing, painting, automatic writing. But also give it time and space and room. Don't rush it because it can be a creative thing, but it could just be where you're like experiencing yourself very presently, right? That's why like walks are coming to mind the most. Honestly, like you doing something very leisurely or what doesn't require a lot of thinking is what's coming through. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a download that has to happen, and you may be holding yourself back by trying to like hold yourself together or keep yourself together. It's kind of instead of trying to be or do something, just go out and experience life. So counterintuitively, sometimes like getting out of your way is kind of like I don't know, so many things are coming through. I don't necessarily know how to like give the message, but let's say you're very hyper focused on keeping your shit together, right? And the way you keep your shit together is you work or like you've had certain coping mechanisms, right? And you've been undoing them, but they're coming back up again. Or you have ways of escaping and distracting yourself, right? Maybe you're just taking care of business and whatever you can to keep surviving, to keep living your life and making it through the week, through the month. Sometimes to get actually like ahead in life, the best thing you can do is break out of that space, that state of mind, and go out and do the most simplest thing that is like just really nothing, but kind of like helps you reconnect with yourself or go back home to yourself, right? Just like the simplest little thing that will be like if you're stuffed up in your house, right? It helps you get out of the house type of thing, metaphorically or realistically. If you've been a bit of a homebody, it could be like very much helpful to get out and have a walk. Do it when it feels right. Do it how it feels right. It might be forced onto you by this discomfort that you get being like not only just a thing that comes and goes, but like it becomes inescapable at some point. Like it really builds up to make you shift, to do something, to choose something else, to not just do, I don't know, tarot card readings to try and figure yourself out, or work, or try and be normal and human. 3333 was on the clock when I was talking about that. Um, whatever it is, right? It's kind of like you might be forced out of this space and you need to follow that inkling, even though it might come as like a need to get out of wherever you are as soon and as quickly as possible because it's like very unbearable. Most of you, it's probably gonna go finding like a nature space of some sort. Um, some of you it could be just going and actually meditating in a dark ass room. Others could be like drawing with music and going ham on that paper, going ham on that canvas. Either way, whatever it is, like you are going to be basically forced. If you don't do it of your own choice and volition. 'Cause yeah, you need some real like downloads of your own insight. You need your own insight to reach you. You need your own understanding, your own voice, your own soul. You can't just be following guidance from the universe, other people, other tarot sources, um, or divination even. Like you need to be your own compass. You need to be your own guiding light. And you're really being called into that for some damn reason. You really don't want to see something though. I can feel like a lot of restraint. You could have blocked your third eye recently, or you might just be having issues with your third eye. Because I feel a lot of pain and pressure with it just now out of nowhere. Like you're afraid of seeing what you're gonna see or having those experiences. I feel like you've had them before, but something made you close down recently, or in general throughout your entire life, like you kept dimming down, dimming down, dimming down. And eventually, after dimming down so much, it's kind of like you can't see shit. And so, yeah. So yes, you are going to make and create whatever you need to make and create, and you're really gonna go for it, and it's gonna be amazing. And you are achieving, and that's going to really bring a lot of cool stuff into fruition. It's going to be a great example for other people. It's going to be inspirational, and you are a leader in your own right. But I feel like you might be like it's going to happen either way. I think Spirit is just going to try and see like, can we force you to be your own divine agent? Can you be a sovereign being, a conscious creator and manifester? Can you have your own courage in that, or are you just gonna choose to follow the flow of life, the flow of things, the flow of symbols? Are you gonna keep reaching for guidance and bouncing off of it? Are you going to just keep on scanning points of truth or information to keep acting off of that instead of just like being in tune with yourself and making decisions from that point? Because I feel like, yeah, you do that, but there's some type of agency you've lost because you're afraid of really embodying something like your shadow or something. I don't think it's your shadow. I think some of it is even your light. You're afraid of making waves, having an impact, shifting and changing shit. I don't know. There's something that freaks you out about really being in charge. Or really, yeah, really creating stuff, making it, having that voice. So, but if you want to speed things up, that's a way to achieve that, is getting in tune with that and starting to act from that and living your life from that, getting comfortable with it, making an idea and a plan of how you can live more from that space. And if not, then, fair enough, not. But I think it's better to experience this and figure it out instead of just leaving everything up to spirit. One, and two, I think spirit themselves want to see like how far are you going to go with what you feel is right or deem is okay or necessary, even if you might occasionally need to stand up and voice certain things or make waves or maybe even disagree with like some notions you're getting from spirit, right? Compared to just constantly going by the flow of things and kind of cause like living your life isn't necessarily a thing you gotta just do like driving a car in real life. Like if you're driving your car, obviously you need to look at like signs and other things, right? And be like, okay, this is where I'm gonna turn. This is how. This is like literally the barrier between the sidewalk and the road. Like you can't go all willy-nilly whatever you want to do, right? You can't be that way. You're gonna be reckless and an endangerment to yourself, society, and everyone else. But when it comes to living your life and being like a sovereign being and a conscious creator and manifester, it's essential. It's very much necessary and needed. That's how you really grow. That's how you make a change and an impact, but that's also how you really create things and you learn. Like that's the best course of action because you actually learn and you actually create an example that can be properly followed instead of just following a script as it were, right? And acting out your life. You don't want to be an actor in your life. You want to actually like live your life, be the life, right? And create that example so everyone can actually grow from it and study themselves, make their own mind up of like, you know what? Yeah, no, like that's not my example or that has given me wisdom because it was such an authentic like choice from this other being. So, yeah. The universe wants your own free action and free will to be seen. Congratulations on the achievements you're going to be receiving, and I hope you have the best of fun times and luck and blessings and miracles with it all coming to fruition. And yeah, don't be afraid to express yourself, whatever that truth is, I guess is the only thing I'd say. Like, yeah. Thank you so much for having this reading. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helps. Let me know with a like, and if you don't want to, then you don't have to. I'm gonna move on to pile number three, and I wish you the very best. See you next time. Ta-da! 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 Blah, blah. Hello, pile number three. So considering your card, that is the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the time we started at, which was 4111. Some type of big change, and I was already getting it without seeing those numbers, but they just like really reaffirmed the message of like something's changing within your concrete reality. Something you rely on for stability or is kind of like something that you've become comfortable with, a regular thing, just an easy ebb and flow of your life is being pushed to change. And you can't do shit about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you can't do anything about it. Could be your car, could be your home, could be your finances, could be your finances being real reallocate fuck re relocated somehow. That's not the word I wanted to use, but fuck it. That's the word we're gonna use. Could be your work, changing departments within the job, needing to change because of finances, being pushed to being more of a leader within your workplace or department, becoming a trainer, something to do with like your dog? That was really unexpected. I fucking know. I don't know why that came in so much, but like we do also have two dogs in the Ten of Pentacles. I didn't look at them; it just came through. So, um, look after your dog. I don't know. I was kind of like getting lost in the feeling or thought of like dietary things specifically. So I hope everyone's pets are going to be okay, but if you need to do some shifts or changes, don't hesitate on them. Go check the vets and everything else and do some research on the products you're buying them. Hmm. What else? I mean, it really could be anything. Could be also like your PC, whatever is like the material thing that is like your foundation here is coming across. So any of those points, but it could be anything besides those points, right? Something to do with your social dynamics that you depend on for stability and they're like your foundation. Um, Something changes maybe with the people that you're connected with in the community. If you felt an inkling around someone already, that's your sign that that might actually occur and happen. Um, Yeah, if you've noticed like some weird vibes with someone in the community and you keep playing it off, I think this is reaffirming your intuition of like, no, something's gonna happen with that person. It might just be a random blow up or like a disagreement. I don't think it's going to be left as you just stop talking to them and it's a weird vibe of unknown. I think something will happen so there's more clarity and transparency within the situation. Some of you might just lose like a best friend relationship that you were really highly dependent off of, so you can become more independent and create your own stability. It doesn't need to be as really like weird or drastic. It could be like they find a partner and you keep being like kind of you keep floating away from each other, I guess is the best way I'll describe it. It- yeah, it depends. You will have some type of awareness either shown to you following this reading, some type of weird signs, some type of weird experiences or feelings, or you should have already had a vague general idea by me mentioning this. If you did, especially if you have like a strong feeling or inkling, this is just reaffirming that. This isn't necessarily just predictive or predicting. Um, I guess I do need to mention the point that my readings have a consistent history of being predictive. So if you do not like that, you should probably avoid watching me. Definitely don't get a fucking personal reading, or tell me you don't want predictive shit. Although if spirit is really gonna push me, I don't know if I can bite that. But you know, you have your own boundaries and free will about stuff like that. So, um, but yeah, my readings can be predictive. If you didn't know that, I have a fucking streak of that. Honestly, like it's freaky to everyone, not just to me, to everyone. There's more information I think that's going to come through with the cards, and heard yes. But the thing that instantly really hit me is if you thought about someone that's like either an air sign or super logical and critical thinking, very opinionated, from your early childhood, from your past, um, that you've known for a while, right, that is gonna go away possibly, or you've noticed that you don't really get on the same page with them anymore, or you just have arguments or something's going on there, yes, that person is going to go away because it's high time. This also is highlighting to me like a woman that's like a mother of a friend's. I don't know what happens with that mother of that friend, but something happens with them, and that kind of fucks up some shit. Overall, some communication is going to come through with that. Some miscommunication is also going to really affect the relationship in a irreparable way because it has to happen. It's a divine occurrence. It's a divinely orchestrated thing. Even if something is going to be against you and posed as truth, right? But it's a lie or smack talk or some other crap. Um, it's because you really don't need those people around anymore, and I don't think you'd let them go unless it hurt your ego and your pride to that level of like, you've known me for this long, how the hell are you okay with this being said about me? Or how do you like support that notion? Or where did this come from? Like, what the fuck? Why is our relationship falling apart just because of this stupid opinion or stupid communication? This is not right. I'm not cool with this. I do not agree with this. All right. Well, we're gonna move on here. I want to sneeze. I want to sneeze so bad. I'm gonna try and not sneeze. Oh gosh. It's said to not be a good thing to keep a sneeze in, but I'm gonna try and like deflect the itchy nose. Oh gosh. I think it's gone. Uh, bless you. Thank you. I don't know, I just heard someone say that, so thank you. Yeah, let this go. Don't hold on to it. Recess, rest and rediscover. Don't hold on to this. They weren't meant to be a part of your life forever. Um, some of you, I guess, like the way the message is coming across is like it's a really like specific message about a social aspect of your life that provided some type of stability and security falling through, some type of like position in your community being taken away from you because of social communication of some sort or like something being said. So I'm gonna go with that side of the message. Because it's coming across that way. If it's not that for you, I feel like we're still going to have messages. But regardless of what it is, let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't have it define you. Don't feed into the unnecessary like fire or drama or just nonsense of it. Like you can be detached and let it play out and be what it is, and you're going to have a necessary period of rest from it, but also you're also going to have something else show up relatively quick from it to start focusing on. So this reminds me of seeds that you've planted in other aspects or directions of life. So maybe you started going to a specific like group or event or gathering, right? And you really start seeing things flourish there within that social dynamic or within that space, right? You become more recognized or something. Maybe you've given time to a hobby of some sort or creative endeavors and projects of some sort. Maybe you started really focusing on your work or trying to show up in your career in a way, and your workplace started giving you more shifts or something, or you have an opportunity to go all in and get a promotion and get more money. Something like occurs or happens that really pushes you to be a bit more in your world, detach, maybe go into like an isolation period, reassess yourself in some things, but also really get involved in something that is really sound for you, like a really good foundational aspect that can replace this, that doesn't need to have so much emotional trauma bonding. That just came out. That actually was just channeled. I did not want to say that. I did not want to say that. I can't even remember what I wanted to say anymore. Like emotional, I don't know. Like emotionally charged relationships and traversing all of that, like yeah, something along those lines. I wanted to say something more so like that, not the whole other thing. So I guess like this relationship wasn't also all that you thought it was. It was a bit more codependent. It was a bit more unhealthy for you than you thought it was, and it was also one-sided, and that will become way more apparent to you that you supported them, but they didn't support you. Oh, there's another thing that could be happening here. So you could have actually had something pop up that you really tried to have. You either wanted it to grow or you started investing in it more so than your other aspects, especially this relationship. I feel like some of you were like, yep, that's why this is happening or is going to happen because you redirected your energy and attention towards something that was only going to benefit you and the people that were basically like leeching your energy or being one-sided with you or judging you for and by how you treated them and how much time you spent with them and what you did for them and all of that, right? Because they don't get the same vibes, feelings, or they don't have you for as much time or whatever it is, right? They started getting upset and then it broke out, like it manifested as a real discourse, which means that whatever is coming or has happened was actually likely a intent of actual like malice, like something that was meant to make you feel bad or flop back and like get back into a unfavorable situation with them from their side, which wasn't going to happen either way. I feel like you were going to break out into your own avenue and like this was divinely orchestrated, but that person might have some signs about how they were acting out of their shadow. Some of them will regret it, most of them are not. Because in their eyes, it's kind of like, of course this was conditional. If you're not gonna do this stuff for me, like why the fuck would we be friends? Yeah, that's not cool. Because I feel like you were actually like emotionally connected to this person. You really cared, but yeah, they created like a very they showed their colors, one, but two, they also made it obvious what they value within relationships or people or when it comes to people and how they treat them. Which it's about that. It's not actual like real connection. Yeah, it's important how people treat you, but they shouldn't be conditional of like, oh, if you go after your dreams and what you want to do, then I'm gonna say this and that or break it off and etc., right? Like if you needed more space to grow within your interests and endeavors and career aspects and maybe like life and home and other stuff, right? If you needed to take care of yourself or your responsibilities, then you doing that shouldn't have broken the relationship. And you wanting or needing some support there, or automatically having the situation where they could have actually provided that more so than taken from you, shouldn't have really created this drama. So, also, I keep doing this with the cards, which is this. I don't know what the hell this is. It's really weird. I don't think the cards themselves are not important, but I'm like, why am I constantly doing this? There's gonna be three phases, I guess. So, argument, opportunity, or fruition of like seeds becoming a thing, or like what you've planted having mm, profit or revenue or something. And then the third one is like the transition's complete, maybe? Yeah, the transition's complete, finalized. You're getting used to the new flow of things. You're coming to terms with the shift in relationships and with having to let go of the past and the relationships that you've had. So three phases to this. There's gonna be three phases to this. Okay. Anything else? I wanted to read the card, but I'm also being told not to read the cards. So that's interesting. Because I would like to, but Spirit is like, nope, we're good, we're done. Uh, yeah, trust yourself and know that everything's okay. It's happening because it has to happen, not because it's a misfortune that is hitting you. You're going to be way more self-sufficient, self-sustainable. You're gonna have a more sustainable life in general that actually is standing on a grounded foundation instead of like being like stagnant and kind of loopy or comfortable with the growing discomfort. Yeah, this is kind of like elevating you and putting you on a path of growth. So, yeah. I hope you follow your own divine guidance and do as you will with it and get through it the best you can, the best way possible. I hope miracles and blessings reach you and make this easier to go through and cope. I hope the drama isn't too bad, but hey ho, Queen of Swords reversed is never a really nice energy. It is never a nice energy. It is usually malicious and like manipulative and self-centered and very cold and very much attacking other people's known weak points and um it's literally like coming from the desire of creating mental instability and chaos. So, and sowing lies, fucking lies. So, yeah, and winning that way. But I hope this is like a low level of it, not a high level of it. If it is a high level of it, just go to that peaceful space that's going to be like you riding off to the sunset by yourself and seeing like the things that are growing around you that are becoming more real and something you can use for yourself for your growth. So, thank you very much for being here and spending this time together. I hope this helps. Um, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again the next time, another reading, whenever I see you. So, yeah, peace out and have a good one, and good wishes to you.